Hello everybody and welcome back to our Let's Play on Marxville, Wisconsin. I'm Tasman. Today we're going to be doing some exciting things. As you can see, some stuff's kind of moved around here. Just upon an initial glance at the farm, you got the trailer back on the truck, and we've got the front end loader off of the 6410 tractor. So yesterday, after we got done fertilizing and Ben finished cultivating that field, getting those corn stalks kind of worked under, I was talking to the dealership, and basically we had been on the phone and talking to them about getting a grain drill. So kindly enough, they brought one down yesterday afternoon and dropped it off in the shed for us. And then we also took the truck down to the dealer, and we got some seed and some fertilizer for our planting season. So here it is. It's a John Deere 1590 grain drill. We are again just borrowing this. We're gonna have to return it when we're finished with it. It's a 6 meter drill, sort of as we wished. I think it's a 20 or 25 feet or something like that. So as you can see, we got all the equipment put away, and then we got the John Deere 6410 here with the loader on it. I've actually got that hooked up to the corn planter, so that will be ready to go when the time comes. However, the ground hasn't quite warmed up enough yet for that. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the case. Let's try that again. Hop into the case 8910 tractor here. Fire this thing up. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to using this drill. Hopefully we can get it filled up here. Like I said, the shop just came and dropped it off and rolled it in the shed for us yesterday after we quit, so very kind of them to do. See if we can get everything kind of filled up here. So we'll get the fertilizer in there, and we'll get some seeds going. Alright. I guess she's full. Got the drill set to wheat. That's what we're going to plant here today. Do have to unfold it before we want to use it. Cool. Alright. Let's pull this girl out of the shed. I decided we're going to go over to where we worked that ground yesterday, where Ben worked that ground yesterday, and on that corn ground we're going to put some wheat down. Got our flashers on, got our beacon on so everybody can see what we're doing here. Should be good to go. Not entirely sure whether or not we're going to keep this to plant our beans, or we're just going to use our own seeder. I think I would kind of like to just use our own planter and keep this kind of just as for the grains. I mean, the shop was kind enough to lend this to us, and of course we don't want to abuse the privilege, right? So turn the sower on. Get our cruise control set back down to a reasonable amount. We'll get going here. So this should seed and fertilize at the same time. And it just so happens that this field and field 26, if this is field 27, which I'm not exactly sure again which field's which here. This is field 27, so field 27, field 26 were already, they kind of came as being fertilized to their second stage already. So this is on its third stage of fertilizer already. So this is something we're not going to have to spray this year, which is kind of nice because we don't even have a sprayer. So that's another thing that we're going to have to sort out. And yeah, I didn't even think about that. So that's something we're going to have to get as well that I hadn't mentioned on top of all the hay equipment that we're going to have to get. So yeah, the plan is to work in the fertilizer that we put down yesterday on field 16 and 17 with this tractor here on the Salford disc, or on the cultivator, sorry. And then of course once the weather gets nicer, we're going to be able to go ahead and plant those fields with corn and soybeans. So I believe this will be the only field that's going to be going into grain this year, just because the corn and the soybeans are going to make us more money, and we're kind of just using the wheat for the straw that we're going to get off of it. So yeah, that's kind of the plan here. Seems to be doing a good job so far. Liking the way this this tractor, again, like the way it handles this this piece of equipment. Just seems to be the right size for this drill. I'm sure you wouldn't want any less tractor onto this, albeit this is a 155 horsepower tractor. It's just these things get pretty heavy when they're on the hills, right? So, but it seems to be the perfect size tractor for this job. Almost the equivalent of a John Deere 4640. This tractor here, pretty similar in horsepower. I think the 4640 comes as a 155 horsepower stock, if I'm not wrong. So I think maybe we'll cut this into a time lapse here, and we'll get this field sewn up. And just like that, we've got all the seeding done here in field 27. Shut that drill off. Our four-ways back on, get our flasher back on. Let out the drive here. Back to the farm. Just so we don't hit that darn car. Can't afford new equipment. We certainly can't afford to pay people's new front bumpers either. Just wondering, I guess we're going to empty this here seeder and hook onto that Salford disc, or cultivator, sorry, and go ahead and start doing some cultivating. Maybe I'll empty this later. Just leave it here for now. Next to the rock wall. Sorry, I forgot where I put that darn cultivator for a minute. Threw it down here in the lean-to. Let's get rocking and rolling. Jump onto field 17. We'll give it a little go here. I always get the numbers mixed up. Yeah, we are on field 17. Good thing. Seems to be pulling pretty well on this plowed grounds. First time we've pulled this across some plowed ground, so it's always different when the tractor's pulling on a little bit of a rougher patch of ground, you know, especially in these two-wheel drive tractors. Tractor sometimes seems to bounce around and lose quite a bit of traction, but looks like we're keeping speed. Nice. So this is the last of our field prep work, and for 16 and 17, and then we're going to be on to planting them. So I would imagine that field 16 goes in beans, and then I believe that I'm going to put field 17 and field 26 into corn. So that'll kind of be how the system's going to play out this year for our crop rotation. Hopefully everybody is okay with that. But in the next episode we'll be getting into planting some corn and beans with our planter. And I've been talking to the shop lately, or the dealer lately, and we've been discussing some more equipment, so hopefully we'll be looking at some new stuff, new to us, used stuff, maybe by the next episode here, the next couple of days. So I'm browsing around for some mowers online, looking for hopefully a tow behind disc mower, something that we could run with the 6410 maybe. We'll see, but this Magnum, most likely once we get done doing this here tillage and that tillage there, the duals will come off this tractor, and we'll just be running singles on it for doing hay and stuff. So I don't know, for the summer months, because we won't require the duals on it. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. We're going to also have to get that grass field fertilized, ideally sometime soon, before the grass matures too much and we have to make our first cut. So that'll be in the works here shortly as well. Feel free to drop in the comments if the vehicle volume's gotten better since I changed it in the last episode. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the vehicles a little bit better. I do tend to speak fairly low from time to time, so sometimes you won't be able to hear me that well. But I'll do my best to keep my voice above the machines, and I was hoping to kind of help in my way by lowering the machine volume there. Definitely making a dent in this field now. Get turned around here and we'll cut up the middle. See what we can kind of do. Here we go. In terms of the animals, I don't know if we're going to be getting those cows this year or not yet. It's all going to basically come down to what the finances are like and whether or not we're going to be able to afford all the equipment to feed the animals and stuff. So we're not going to cross that bridge yet because we're obviously not there, but just when the time does come, we're going to be in the market. So we're just going to have to see kind of how the markets are, what we can sell our grain for, you know, projected, kind of see what we're going to make and see if we can make it all happen here in the first year. But definitely our main focus right now is just getting these fields planted with crops and doing some crop acres. Okay, so here we are in our last pass of field 17 here, just getting the cultivating done. Got the Magnum roaring up the hill. Talked to our cousin Ben, and he's going to come down later and actually work field 16 here, the big field. It's about 10:15 now, 10:30, and he's set to come this afternoon. He said somewhere time around noon, sometime around lunch. So we're gonna leave the Magnum up by the buildings here, and we're gonna take our Ford 3000 and head back to the grass field and spread the rest of that fertilizer that we have. Hopefully that'll be enough to cover the grass field and get a little bit of fertilizer down on there before we go ahead and make our first cut hay. Just parked the Magnum up for Ben. We're gonna jump in the Ford 3000 here. Camera's a little funky on this tractor. And we're gonna go ahead and hook up to the fertilizer spreader and take off to the grass field. This thing turns extremely quickly and extremely sharp. Like if you just touch it, it's gone. That's why it's kind of hard to control at high speeds. So there's our field all done. Here's the other field that our cousin Ben's gonna come and cultivate this afternoon. And we're making our way back to our grass field, where we can hopefully spread all this fertilizer. Not really sure if this is working or not. Let's just check this out. This grass must be ready to harvest already. Okay. So this grass is not going to accept the current fertilizer that we've got. Yes, it is currently ready to harvest. It needs both plowing and lime, so I'm thinking maybe. Oh, we're gonna have to talk to the dealer about getting a mower here. That's what we're gonna do. I have an idea. We're going to go ahead and harvest the, excuse me, we're gonna go ahead and harvest the grass that's ready to go in that field, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna plow it up, we're gonna lime it, might lime it first, then we're gonna plow it up, and we are going to plant alfalfa in there. I think that's what we're gonna do, or we're gonna replant grass. One of the two. Anyways, we'll figure out what we're gonna plant there after, but we're gonna have to talk to the shop. We're gonna have to get on the phone with them this afternoon and see exactly what's going on there. Well, with that, pretty much a wrap for today. We got that field planted. We got the cultivating done on field 17, and Cousin Ben's coming to do field 16 here yet this afternoon. Ran into a little bit of an issue with our grass. We thought we'd do some fertilizing, but it didn't work out that way, so we've come up with a new plan. Hopefully in the next episode we break out the John Deere 6410 and the John Deere 7000 planter here, and we get to work. Look forward to catching you in the next one, guys. Cheers.